Welcome back to the PPMA Show television studio. Delighted to be joined by Richard Little. Now, you are the chairman of the PPMA.
Correct.
Thanks for joining us. Tell me, first of all, about the PPMA, because it's far more than just the exhibition that we're enjoying, isn't it?
The PPMA group is a group of associations. There are three associations. There's the Processing and Packaging Machinery Association, the PPMA. There's the British Automation and Robotics Association, which is BARA, and the UK Industrial Vision Association, which is UKIVA.
And all of those, they're all across your badge at the bottom there.
Oh, indeed. Well, yeah. Now, all of these the members of all of these organisations are all part of PPMA Group, and a large number of them are exhibiting here at the show.
Tell me about the benefits of membership with the PPMA.
Well, the PPMA exists to help its members do business. The show is the centrepiece of what we do, but we're also a publisher. We publish our own magazine, Machinery Update. We publish a very comprehensive industry directory. We organise ranges of seminars. We have an office in China for helping members get into the Chinese market. We have tie-ups with various organisations like TUV and Laidler, where we give technical information, and we also get involved in I'd say lobbying, but feeding information to organisations like BIS or the Treasury, who are trying to find out about what SMEs need and what needs to be done. There are 370 members in the organisation, and a combined turnover of about £2 billion. So that's a lot of money. That's a lot of people employed, and it's significant enough that people are interested in what we do. And of course, that was the reason why we have a show, because the members, when they first started, thought if they could get together and if they and achieve sufficient numbers, they could produce a show where they could show machines actually running and invite people down, and who could then get a really good day out and a comprehensive view of what's new in the industry.
Well, I was going to ask that. I mean, perhaps some people are watching at home online and they're thinking, shall I come down, shall I not come down? What would you say are the chief benefits to people who are going to hopefully come down and see the stuff here?
If you know you want an inkjet printer and you know exactly what you need because of what are your specifications, then technically, of course, you can go on the internet and have a look and see if you can find one. And a lot of people say, what's the reason for exhibitions? We can do it on the internet. But that isn't the case. If you come here, you can find out what you didn't know. You can find out things that you've never seen before. You can get to meet people who can then listen to your idea and then make their suggestions. There are thousands of years of experience, of technical experience in the processing and packaging industry here in the room. There are some people here who've worked their entire careers in that one field that they're active in. And if you come down and engage in a conversation with them, it very often counts that what you thought you wanted isn't actually what you want at all. And I mean, the place is buzzing. There are lots of people here, and the message, I think a lot of people understand that, which is why they've come.
We've been in a privileged position here with a television show, walking around the floor, chatting with exhibitors, chatting with visitors as well. And one thing that struck me, though, one comment from the floor, if you like, is that there's a perception among people who've been coming here for a few years now, because the show has been running for a while, that it might not be as big as it once was. How would you respond to that?
Well, I would say that I know why they say it, because there used to be a big packaging show in the UK called PACX, and PACX was many halls, and people go along to Interpack and they see many halls, and they say, well, they make the assumption that this is the same show and things like that. The PPMA show is actually very much the same as it's always been. It's an association. A large number of the association members come and do the show, and this show is as big as it's been in the last few years. One of the advantages of a show of this size is that you can come to the show and you can see the whole thing in one day.
Right.
If you go to Interpack, apart from knackering your legs and feet, you can spend 3 days there and you don't actually get to see everything. Here, there's a very representative selection of an awful lot of equipment, huge amount of it made in the UK, and you really can come down and see it all here.
Coming back to the PPMA, I'm interested in what you're doing for the next generation, about what's going to be happening with the PPMA going forward, and particularly what you're doing at the grassroots level.
Well, there's a certain, there have been comments. This is an organisation of SMEs. There's a lot of owner-managers. I would say the average age of the people in the PPMA companies has probably risen in the last little while, and it's become it's very much a talking point that it's difficult to find young people who have the experience to come and join in with the companies we have. It's very much a talking point, and it's been very topical. What we have decided to do is that we have created a trust, the PPMA Best Business Education Skills and Training, and we are going to be working with trustees, and we're going to use the funds from the PPMA and for other places, match funding, and we're going to be using it to encourage young people to apply for apprenticeships. We're going to try and sponsor people with apprenticeships and other educational based ways of getting into the industry, degree courses, vocational qualifications and so on, to try and get people started in the started as young engineers. Now later on, I think we're having the Ones to Watch awards, which is where we actually have awards for young engineers and people involved in the industry. So we're trying to recognise people who are coming up and encourage it as much as possible.
Terrific. Sounds like a very holistic and sensible approach to running a membership organisation such as your own. That's all for now, I think.
All right.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the awards ceremony tonight.
I will do when I finish speaking.
Of course, yeah, you get to do all the
Not
ceremonial
all of it, luckily.
stuff.
No, just a little bit, so that's fine. Yeah.
Just a little bit. Well, do enjoy that, and enjoy the rest of the show. Certainly from our wandering around so far, having a fantastic time,
it's
a good
really
buzz about the show floor as well.
It's a really good show. Everyone has the right to be very proud of this show. It's a good show.
Brilliant. Well, Richard Little, Chairman of the PPMA, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you very much.
More from us later on.